Hello, dear ones, and welcome to my podcast. Um, Today, I'm going to discuss with you, rather, I would like to tell you about this experience that I had with a client of mine. I remember once he had come, and when he came, I met him at the gate and I shook hands with him, and I felt a very strong pain in my heart. I was like, this has something to do with the mother this time because, I can sense energies of people when I shake hands with them. I can feel their chakras, and it gives me, the kind of problem that the person is coming with, in a way. So when I shook hands with him, I had a strong pain in my heart, and I was like, this has something to do with the mother that he's coming for. So, well, I took him in my office where I give consultations, rather where I used to give consultations. Now I do them just on, recorded consultations because you can imagine it's like when I meet people, it's like as I'm an empath also and I sense too many energies on people, then the problem becomes like absorbing them also. And every time it's like I feel like a washing machine keeping on washing all the energies of the person in front of me. So, it affects my health also. Yes, so this client came and then he was in my office, and then as usual, like I could sense, and I started telling him, like, is your mother fine? I said to him, and he said no, she was unwell, he said, and since a year she had been unwell. This is what he said, and I said, okay. And he said, actually, he said, I have come here to ask you a very difficult question, he said. So I said, a difficult question is, what is the difficult question you're coming with? And I was like, wow, a difficult question, which is an easy question, tell me. I said, he said, no, but this time it's a difficult question and I would request you to answer to me. And I was like, okay, fine, all right, go ahead, I said. And he said, I would like to know, when will my mother pass away? What kind of question is this? I said. He said, this is why I said it is a difficult question, he said. I said, have you come here to test me or something like that? And he said, no, it's not at all like that. And I said, I understand you are very much attached to your mother. I understand that because he had never had a marriage, okay, and he was in his mid-age at this point of time. And he had lived all his life, just of course he had some stories, but he had not separated from his mother. He had lived all his life with his mother. And that's why you can imagine that bond was really, really, very, really strong with his mother, that he had a Cancerian man again, okay? So that bond with the mother was extremely strong here. And he wanted to know when would his mother pass away. And I said, I am not allowed to answer this kind of a question. And then he started, it's like, he said, I know that it is a difficult thing to ask, and I know that, everything is in God's hand. God decides, but I really need your help. I feel you can help me here. I need to know because I need to prepare myself. Can you imagine? He said, I have not been separated from my mother, never, never, never. And he said, how am I supposed to, deal with it? Because if I'm not prepared now, it's going to be a mess, he said, for me. He said, I don't know if I will survive also or not after she passes away. So right now you can imagine what kind of mess I found myself in. It was very difficult for me. I tried to, tell him, no, we cannot answer this kind of questions. It will be difficult. I said, it's not in my, thing that, there are certain things that, of course, God will guide me to guide you, but there are certain things that I cannot do and I don't want to do, I said. But he said, can't you do it just because I am in a mess here and I have to, adapt myself to this situation? And I want to know because, and I said, right now she is okay. And he said, yes, but I want to know, he said, because I don't feel she is going on the right path. And he had met me in the month of June or so. Yes, it was a June. It was quite sunny, I remember, summertime. And he broke down into tears. I mean, seeing a grown up man like that breaking down into tears, and he was really in a mess. He was in a mess. And there I was confronted with a very difficult choice. And I said, okay, 1 second, just give me 1 second. I was like, oh my God. I started to pray to God. I was like, how am I supposed to guide this person? I said, God, please help me. Please help me here. I don't want to go against your wishes. But if you want me to really help this man, and if it is going to help him in some way or another, you please guide me. And I was like, I had to, I was totally surrendered. I just raised my kundalini inside of me, and I was surrendered to God's power. And I was like, now, God, it's you who is going to guide. I'm not doing anything in this. I'm surrendering it to you. I don't want to have a bad karma because of that. Because, it's a karmic situation also, if you understand that, because our job is very, very difficult. If you see the people who are astrologers, who are readers, who are, voyants, who are clairvoyants, our job is really difficult, because everything determines, we are guiding a person, but if something goes wrong, it's like in a surgery. If something goes wrong, the person's, thing gets, until and unless the person is really, really, very grounded inside and can just take it as a guideline, which many of you don't, and that's really not good, I feel. We have to be really grounded. It's like guidelines we give, okay? It's not like we are not gods. We are simple human beings, a bit extrasensory, all right? I would say like that. And over here, it was really that kind. And it's like, whatever I'm going to tell this man, it is going to be like a line on the stone, okay, that will not be wiped out. So it was a dilemma inside of me, but I had surrendered it to God. And for me, my faith in God it's so strong, is that I have in my life, everything is, I feel the presence of God in my life. Every time, every second, I feel His presence. So for me, it was surrendering to God. And then I said, okay, I'm going to try it with the cards. I take the cards. And the cards don't want to answer that question. So I'm like, oh my God, you also are not giving me the company right now. So I'm like, again, I'm praying to God. It's like, God, give me some sign. I need an answer for this man in front of me. And then I just look at the cards. And then I look at him. And I see the sorrow in his eyes. I see that this man really needs to be helped. And I'm like, God, now please send me a sign. I'm praying to you. Please send me a sign to guide this man. And if I'm asking you a wrong question, then please tell me I'm asking you a wrong question. Give me a sign here. Well, I close my eyes. I see the number 16 and I see August, because I see a sun. So for me, the sun was the coming month. The sun was the Leo sign. The Leo was August. So I interpreted that way. But I saw the number 16 very clearly. So, okay. So I told him 16th of August. This is the date I see, I said. And then he was really like, he just closed his eyes and he just, put his hands like that. And I saw tears rolling in his eyes, and he was like that in front of me, and he said, thank you, Sylvia, he said. And I said, you know what, I said, whatever is going to happen is God's wish. I'm just giving you a guideline because you asked me, I said. And as you can see, because he was into healing, he was a healer himself, okay? A grown-up man, an elderly man, very intelligent man, a healer, known in this place where I live. And I said, you know how it is. You are a healer, so you know what kind of a dilemma you have put me in. But I said, anyway, whatever it is, I am seeing this, and I really wish this is not the truth. I tell him that, and I will be happy that I am wrong. And he said, I understand. Then we just spoke about his healing, how is it going, and things like that. And afterwards, he left. Again, the heart chakra was really strong, so I had to work on myself, to release that pain which he was going through, which I had also sensed in my own body. And then after I said goodbye to him, and then he left. Well, I had to work on myself for half an hour or so to get rid of some kind of heavy, energies that I had absorbed from him. And at the same time, I prayed that, that things were better, and that he doesn't feel much pain, and that he understands the deeper meaning of this connection that he has had with his own mother. Because I had seen a very deep bond. It was not of this life, but it was of another life, that he was still her child, and it was not the first life that she was his mother, okay? And then afterwards, time went by, and then I went on a holiday at that time. And well, then it was one morning I received a phone call from him, and he tells me, it's me, and his voice was a bit, a bit heavy also that I sensed. And I'm like, yes, I recognized. And I said, your number flashed, so I knew it was your number. It was registered as your number. And he told me, I just called to tell you that my mother has gone away from this earth. She passed away, he said. And he said, and I was like, oh, I'm really very sorry. And he said, I called to tell you because it was 2 days ago. He said it was on the 16th of August that she passed away. And he said, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, because I was prepared inside of me. And I could take it with detachment, he said. Yes, it was painful, but it was a detached way that I saw it all in. And there I was completely stunned, and I was like, I hope you're okay. And I said, you know what? She had to go. She had to go now, because she has to come back again. She has to come back to be your mother in the next life. So she had to leave right now, I said to him. Because that bond was so strong. There are other things that are not completed, that she has to come. They have to work it out again. So she had to go now. It was not possible in this life. And this is what I told him. And he was like, yes, I understand. And I said, please meditate and please pray, and please pray on her soul, because she still feels you're a child, and she would not go until you let her go completely. So pray for that soul that finds the peace right now, and she will have to go to come back again, I said. And she will do that, I said. And he said, thank you very much. And after that, well, he hung the phone, and I of course, I extended my condolences to him. He was the only person, no one, just the mother was his only family that he had, no one else. He had, of course, friends, but no family as such, the only son that he was, yeah, and he is still. And after that, then time flew, and then after I met him, after once again before the lockdown, he had come and I saw him. He was really, really good, and I was really so happy that that even if I had felt that it was really something that I was doing wrong at that time, I felt I was not wrong, but I felt it was not going at par with my own ethics of my work. And because we are not supposed to announce this kind of things, you see. We are not supposed to announce all this. We are not supposed to determine even the birth, because some people say, will I have a son or will I have a daughter? I mean, there are some questions that you cannot ask And you shouldn't, I feel. You can ask everything, of course. If I'm curious, I would ask anything, yeah. I'm also like that. But the thing is that there are some things that we shouldn't ask. For example, when will a person pass away? For example, when will I win a lottery? Or what are the numbers for a lottery? Well. If it was so easy, then every astrologer, every card reader, every clairvoyant would have been a millionaire, a billionaire, isn't it? Isn't it? So, these kind of questions, I think, these are better off not asked. Then, a son or a daughter, or will I pass this interview? Okay, if I say yes to you today, you are so, oh, she said yes. So no problem. And then I don't work at it. And then I fail. And then she was wrong. No, she was not wrong. The thing is that you took it too easy. All right. So I always, when some people ask, will I get this job? Will I pass this interview? Will I pass this exam? My dear ones, we have to remember something, is that the first and the foremost thing is inside of you. If you're asking, will I, that means there is already a doubt inside of you, so you won't. Write it down, you won't. I prefer telling people, no, you won't. Because what happens is that then they will work hard and then they will get it. I don't mind being wrong, but I really like that way. Instead of saying, yes, you will. Yes, you're going to pass this. Okay, you are cool. I mean, I'm a kind of person, if someone says, oh, you're going to get this, I'm like, wow, cool. I don't have anything to do. I just don't have anything to do. I just have to just sit quietly. And yes, never ask a question about sickness also, how many days are left and things like that. There can be times when, one has to announce, like I did, and that was the last time. Yes, there was one more time also I have done that. And the lady's husband was suffering from cancer, and she wanted to know, she felt he's going, and I said no, another 2 years. I said I see him on this earth for another 2 years, and exactly for 2 more years he stayed, and then after that he left. And that was like that. And for me it was like I caught my ears and I was like, these 2 people, I have told them, now I will never ever disclose anything like this. Never do it. Yeah. And another thing is that sometimes there are situations, in which the divine would just say, no, don't take this situation. Because if there are karmic patterns in a particular thing, then it's like, don't touch this, don't take this person as your client. Sometimes astrologers, sometimes card readers will reject, will prevent a particular reading. They will say, no, they will avoid, not prevent, but they will avoid a particular reading. They will say, no, we cannot do this reading. It's not because they don't want to help you. It is just because there is something deeper involved over there, and you cannot, interfere in that. There are some times when you just cannot interfere in a particular situation. You have to let it run its course. So remember that. Never ask these kind of questions to your astrologer or to your tarot readers or to any voyants. Don't ask this. Inside of you, you very well know, actually. Many a times I tell people, don't pay me for all the answers that you already know. You just want me to tell. Why are you paying me? Why are you wasting your money? Don't waste your money like this. You already know the answer. Inside of us, we already know that this relationship is not going to stay for long. You know it inside of you because you are with that particular person. Many a times also I have questions like, does this person really love me? Does this person like me? They are with that person for 24 hours and then you are, then you ask me this question, is that, does this person really like me? I would like to tell you, my dear, in this kind of a situation when you are there with them most of the times, you ask them directly. You will just get a yes or a no, or I don't know yet, or I need some time. Well, I need some time means I'm confused, means I'm exploring other possibilities. Okay, get that straight. Don't waste your time. And don't be available for such people also, who are not emotionally available for you. So I tell people is that they are there for you, they are very much close to you, you have to ask them. Don't book a consultation for that with me. I mean, I feel guilty, it's like, rather not guilty, but like, don't pay me for this. You are there, you can, solve this problem yourself. But of course, if there are some deeper problems, yes, I will always be there to help. But at the same time, these kind of questions, which are very, very, I find it very little childish kind of questions also. And also, will I pass my exams? That's a very sweet question that many times students ask me. Will I pass my exams? Yes, you will pass if you have worked hard. Me saying yes. And if you have not worked your whole year, how are you going to pass, my dear? Or if I say, no, you will not, then you will say, oh my God, I'm not going to pass. Oh, so I'm not going to pass. No, you can pass always. Is that you have to study hard. There are requisites to attain something, right? To make a successful relationship, it's the same thing. It's all about adjustment. This is the prerequisite. Understanding has to be developed also. But when it comes to a person passing away and things like that, then that becomes a bit tricky. Yeah. And as I said, I mean, I wanted to share this experiences about the questions, about the answers that I gave, and then how I felt that they were, this was not the kind of the path that I wanted to follow while giving consultations. It was like, okay, that was it. Those two people, I have told them, and that was it. I would never, ever say that before. I would never say that again. I would never do this kind of a reading again. I had promised to myself. And yes, this is why I told you also about certain things that we can ask, because what happens is that it's innocent for you, it's sweet of you to ask these kind of questions, very sweet questions, but at the same time you have to realize that for us it can become a bit difficult. This is why I've seen also is that for some of the people, they will not entertain certain questions at all, or they will say, no, I am not going to give you a reading, I cannot analyze this situation, or just I don't want to do it, or they will just give you a very vague answer to it, because they don't want to fall into that karmic debt, because it creates karma, you see. So just remember that when you ask questions, and always believe in yourself first of all. Even if I'm a card reader, I can sense things and predict things. The thing I always tell myself and everyone else, I would like to tell this, is that believe in yourself. Who lives inside of you is the divine power. Okay, believe in yourself and ask questions inside of you. The answers are there, and then if at all the answers are not coming, then you consult. Otherwise, believe in yourself. And you know what? Develop these powers also of intuitions, and that you can develop through meditation and your connection with the divine, with the nature, with the Mother Nature. This is also one of the very wonderful, intuitive, I would say, treasure is Mother Nature. The moment you start, sensing the Mother Nature and becoming one with Mother Nature, you will see how your powers will develop. Next time I will tell you also about a wonderful experience that I had, where I started in the nature and experienced a very wonderful experience that I can't explain what it is all about, but next time I will speak about it with the trees, and how that was something really magical. It's magical, and till today, how that energy of Mother Nature nourished me and gave me a certain energy to sense things. And that I will definitely share it with you next time. Until then, I wish you a wonderful day ahead, a week ahead, a month ahead, and enjoy yourselves and believe in yourselves always. You are the magic. You don't need any magic in your life. You yourself are the magic. So you create your own magic, my dear ones, okay? So God bless. Take good care of yourself. Bye-bye. God bless.